And remember, spiritual people, remember. And now I'm talking with you about this, considering what I think it's what Dineo was talking about. Remember, no one can make you feel less of yourself. And I'm saying no one can make you feel less of yourself unless if you make them feel less of yourself. People tend to play with our weaknesses, and we sometimes allow them to play with our weaknesses because already we are not confident enough to show people what we are. Sometimes we are being too nice to others. By being too nice to others, we are giving people the opportunity to actually cross even the boundaries that we don't want them to cross because we are being too nice. Being too nice, allowing people to come and tell us what they think is right or what they think is wrong for us. Because when you're too nice, it can happen. Like people, they think they can be able to express themselves too freely, overbearing you as well. Now, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to our ancestor spirits and guides, we need to remember that we should not allow people to take us backwards with their own beliefs, to take us backwards. This journey is a transformational one. The journey of talking to our ancestors, your spirits and guides. We've gone through a lot as people. Now we're going back to our roots. We're going back to talking to our ancestors. We are going back to understanding them. As people, we've gone through a lot. Remember before, things have happened to us. And now we are returning back to our ancestors. Now there will come people who will distract us with nonsense, like telling us it is witchcraft, telling us we shouldn't do this, telling us but it is people with inferior complex. People with inferior complex, people who do not want to know who they are. You, for the fact that you're talking to your ancestors, you know who you are. Remember that talking to ancestors is related to your culture, it is related to your tradition. You cannot separate the two, or you cannot separate those two. So for the fact that you're going back to your root, you're going back to that, some people will come with their nonsense. Tell you it's witchcraft. How can I be witchcrafting when I'm just talking to my ancestors, spirits and guides, right? Now, to talk with people like that, to talk to their level, sometimes it can take too much energy. And sometimes you don't need to go there. You don't need to go far. Because some people will drain you with that kind of things. They'll drain you. It can be draining, especially when you're still feeling like I was saying, unstable yourself. It can drain you. So you need to be strong enough first, but try and avoid people like that. Avoid them. Family you can't avoid. But what I'm trying to say, when they start talking about things like that, it becomes like when people start talking about politics, we say, I don't want to deal with politics because I might go far. So even with spirituality as well, there are people who talk like that. Sometimes when we are strong, we'll talk and tell them that, hey, what are you saying about my ancestors' prison guides? But sometimes when we're not strong, we cannot defend ourselves. So we need to hold back and let them go past, right? Not deal with them, but just tell them. But as long as they come to a space, you need to bring down the law yourself. You need to bring down the law. You need to tell people, if you believe in that, I appreciate and I accept that you believe in it, but I believe in what I believe in. Please accept it. If you want to accept me as who I am, accept that bit. Even me, I'll accept it. And please, when it comes to ancestors, actually, they don't want to. Ancestors, they understand we've gone through a lot of things, right? So they are not separating themselves spiritually. They are not separating with other religions and stuff. They don't separate. There is no separation there. They try to make us understand that, but it's just the physical living people are crazy. Okay, sometimes we can be crazy with each other, but we need to set boundaries when it comes to that. Boundaries. Energy, people can suck your energy with nonsense. They can suck it. And families are the main culprits. But remember, unity is needed. Families will need to stay together. Religions, the way we believe in things, it should not be separating us too much. But sometimes we come into this, us, the spiritual people, we come into this so that we can make our families come together, because our ancestors, they don't like us just because you believe in this, the other believe in that. We start hating each other. Ancestors don't like that. Ancestors don't like that. Remember that ancestors don't like that. The ancestors will work with that one in their own belief, and they'll work with you in your own belief. Talking about working with them spiritual only, with ancestors, cultural, and then they'll work with your other family members, dealing with them in their spiritual bit of things, their religion, that whatever that they believe in. And together you join nicely. Harmony. Because as families, we should not be separating and hating each other because one favors that. But boundaries are important. Boundaries are important, whether family or not. Boundaries is very important. And on that, I think that's what we've done for today. And thank you so much for being here with us. And khanyang, 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 khanyang. Good night.